Doing. What's going on, y'all? Ooh, your girl is back at work. I'm bright and early. My hours have changed a little bit. I'll be getting here like around 6. Oh, working at a hospital, parking can be difficult. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm never one to arrive at work 5 to 10 minutes before it's time for me to clock in. I like to get coffee, but I did good today. I cut up me a Granny Smith apple for breakfast. I have some cold watermelon for breakfast. Good morning, Vons. My little daughter running around here. What's going on, Vons? Girl, I cut up me some, I got me a Granny Smith apple, Von, for breakfast. I got me some cold watermelon. And then for lunch, last night I cooked some, it's called that Hoffle chicken, like what, I don't know what, is it Greek? I don't know, but the chopped chicken with that 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 certain type of rice with the turmeric and stuff, and I got my lettuce, my cucumbers, my tomatoes. Then I got the little sauce. So I'm gonna have me a good lunch, and I'm not spending a penny because I brought it all to work with me. Now, with that being said, I know y'all don't want to hear about all that stuff. Anywho, and I don't have my reading glasses. What that say? Ooh, I don't know what you say. Does that say something about watermelon? Cold watermelon, yeah. I got cold watermelon. Yeah. Ooh, I don't have my reading glasses, y'all. I left my I don't I have some at my desk, but somebody say once you oh yeah, I love the Greek. Okay, yeah, the Greek chicken, yes. Then somebody say, very good, have a good day. Cynthia, good morning. Okay. So I went to bed early last night because I knew I was gonna have to be back at work today and early. I got up. I actually woke up at like 4 something. My alarm was set for 5. And I woke up at 4 something and there was a live going on. And when you know, we like to go and see what's going on the YouTube streets. I know I do. I be listening in. Well, there was a live going on. John Frank. I like John Frank. I clicked in and I was listening and I spoke. Well, he wasn't on the panel. I guess he had got dropped off. But anyway, I was just listening in and it was a conversation going on. I want to talk about this for a few minutes and then I'm gonna jump on over to Sin City Manny, who's up for double murder, all because of YouTube beef and harassment and bullying and stuff. That kind of stuff can lead to murder, people. But um there was something said, there was a conversation being had, and I just want to say this here. I want to pose this to my audience. Um, um, oh, I can't see. I went to you. I can't see it. I can't read it. Oh, it's so blurry, y'all. Lord have mercy. I done got old. My eye, but I just went to the eye doctor and my eyes are good. Had pressure and all of that. I'm just I can't see close up without some freaking reading glasses. So I'm not gonna be able to read this chat. Oh, you went to bed early too. And then somebody say, ha ha. Anyway, I can't see it. I'm sorry. I just can't see. Um, but okay, let me say this. I put up a community wall yesterday. It may be gone. I think the 24 hours is up. I don't but it's called posting of sexual content or nude, posting of, let's say a man and a woman having X. Let's say and I'm gonna stick by this. And people like to throw up their horoscopes. I'm a Leo and I ain't going. I'm not going. I'm not going. Okay. And it's just certain shiggity I won't ever forgive or forget. And let me deal with that in the afterlife. But as for me in my household, that's how I'm gonna move. Now, if a woman is asleep, I don't care. let's say a man and a woman going together. Let's say they go together. And when you say go together, they in some type of a relate. It could be long distance. One person could live in Memphis. One person could live in Las Vegas. I don't know. I'm just saying. So if a woman is asleep, and I mean, maybe they done had X earlier, and woman goes to sleep. The man wakes up in the middle of the night, and the woman's still asleep, and he commits to Xing her, and then pulls out his phone and records her. She never knows about this video. She never knows. I don't give a damn if they go together and they done already had some X. She don't know about this video. Now, see, I ain't no fool. You can't play me. I'm a whole lot of things, but I ain't no fool. So you can word it all you want. You can make it sound good. You can throw in a few big words. You can do whatsoever you like, but you can't fool old Philly Phil. So they pull out the camera and they record it and they save it for a later date because they might need it if the woman pissed the man off. So let's say it comes a time when they break up. And let's say the man breaks up with the woman. Cool. It ain't the first time a man broke up with a woman, and it won't be the last. And trust me, life goes on. Life does go on. And let's say time goes on. The woman got a new man. The man got a new woman. But there's still people, will get in, and then things get to going back and forth. And the man gets mad. So he says, hold on, I got a little something now. You don't want me to put it out. And out comes this videotape of this man having X with this woman. And when I say sleep, people, now see, I'm the type of person, I'm going to go with what my eyes see. If my eyes see somebody laying there asleep and not moving, a lifeless body, that means you sleep and you don't know what's going on and you can't consent. And I don't care how many times somebody get on here and scream it one way or the other and try to use fancy words. The person is still asleep and was an unwilling participant. And my community wall says so. So for all my new people, there's, and y'all got good sense. If a woman is asleep and a man records them having X, they break up. And then he say, I'm finna release this video, and puts it on YouTube and makes a big mockery of it. Shows them having X with this woman to hundreds of people on a live video, people are laughing. They're laughing at the woman. They're talking about the way her body looks. They're saying she needs lotion on her booty cheeks. All kind of weird stuff, people. I mean, it happens. See, I'm not one to, look, I saw it. I was there in real time. I saw it. So you can't change it now. You can't come back. You can't change it. I don't care how many lives you do or how you put it. You can't change it. You can't change it. Okay? You can't change it. Now, the law says you can't go around posting without the consent of someone. The Kardashian and Ray J, didn't they both agreed. They consented, right? But anyway, you can't go around posting someone you have an X with a woman. A man can't do it to a woman, a woman couldn't do it to a man. That's called revenge porn. It's against the law. You can't post it. You're not supposed to do it. It's against the law. That's revenge porn. And if someone is sleeping, not moving, that's clear that they did not know it was going on. I mean, you don't have to be smarter than a fifth grader to know that. I can't see what y'all say. Hello, EWPP. Hello, Regina. Vaughn, you saying something, but I just see PP and the balloon. I don't know. I can't see what you're saying. Daughter, your mama done got old, girl. I done got old. But don't get it twisted. I can still move with the best of you young folk, honey. But let me finish this. Because I got a little time. Like I said, I don't have to clock in until I got a little time. Now, I want to reiterate Because see, I witnessed it and I got the clip too. I got the clip of that live when all the laughing was going on, and it was saying I need somebody got pimples and they need lotion on their butt. Okay. Now I don't know what kind of a person, what kind of a mind frame you have to where you would think it's okay for a man to hold up a phone, drop the phone, pick it back up, and show them actually Xing a woman, literally. And then because they get mad a year or so later at the woman, want to tell a woman don't talk. Ain't nobody gonna tell me to shut up. I talk about something that happened 10 years ago if and I feel like it. And that's my famous who gonna check me? Nobody but God. So that to me is a clear violation of the law. It's a crime in my view. It is a crime. Now people handle things in their own way and in their own time span or time frame. Okay. As y'all know, I spent a lot of money dealing with these YouTube streets with attorneys and filing papers and things of that nature. But the law isn't always on your side. The law will wait until something very bad happens. You know, sometimes the law it'll take somebody pulling up on the strip of Vegas and shooting two people before people really say, well, damn, maybe they did go too far, or maybe this did go too far, this, that, and the other. It happens. But in conclusion on this little segment, if a woman is asleep, and if a woman clearly says, I wasn't aware of the video and I didn't, and you have to tell somebody, okay, it's okay for you to post it. That never happened. I don't care how you twist it. You can have 1,000 lies and you can twist it a million ways. If a woman says I never told them to post it and I didn't give consent, then it's a clear violation of the law. You don't go around posting no woman, and I don't know what woman, if you're a woman and you're okay, let's say if you got a daughter, or even if it's you, because some of y'all run around here having X with men, some of y'all doing that. You know, some of y'all having X with men. So if your man wake up and you still sleep, because just because you in love and you good right now, one day it may not be that way. So to know that he got this in his back pocket, because some people keep shit forever. They got files. They got files of video. So my thing is, if a man has recorded himself having X with a woman and she did not know about it, no woman, you can't tell me, no woman in her right mind is going to tell a man, okay, it's okay for you to post me sleep and they can see my butt and they can see, and I'm not moving. No. And any woman that believes that you a low down, dirty, lying dog, you're lying. And just because you don't like a woman, even if you're a man or a woman, you got to know right from wrong. And you got to know the law. Even if you don't know right from wrong, even if you don't like the person, the law says it's wrong. The law says it is wrong to do that. You cannot post yourself having X with a woman, or even nude pictures and pictures of boobs and stuff where a woman didn't consent. You're not supposed to do it. That's why women and men, I have never, look, you could be in love. I'm not sending you no, come on, baby, go on, send me. I'm not sending you no pictures of nothing, because I don't trust you for later in life, because one day you may not like me. And when Mad Day come, they posting everything. It'll be all over community. It'll be everywhere. But if you send it to them, what can you do? And you do that to me, I never forgive you. I don't give a damn what happened. The skies could open up. I'm still not forgiving you. And let's say there is some, well, no, that's getting off topic. This is, that's us, never them. That's I cannot see that. That's Back social. Vaughn say good morning, everyone. Coming in. Good morning. Uh oh, I cannot see. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have my reading glasses. I do not have my reading glasses. I do not have my reading glasses. But my this first little part was about a man filming a woman while she sleep. He filmed himself Xing her. And that's just as straight up as it comes. And you can't you can say whatever you want, but that's what happened. And I saw it because it was posted onto the internet without the woman's consent. She didn't even know it existed. So I don't know what woman would want herself, or let's say if she have daughters, cousins, nieces, aunt, whomever. What woman wants to have a video of them out on the internet of a man Xing them? And then other women who are jealous of you, let's say because you're thin and they may be a big fat blob laughing at you. I mean, I'm just saying the truth is the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Now run on. You can dig up shit. You can talk about the past. I don't care. Now, that's enough of that. In conclusion, I'm gonna repost that community thing I posted about posting sexual content and posting stuff without someone's consent. It is against the freaking law. It is a crime. So if you're doing it, it is a crime. It is a crime. And justice is slow, but it is certainly certain. So just because something haven't happened right now, justice is slow, but it is, and I'm not an attorney. I don't work in a law firm. I don't any of that. What I am is a licensed insurance agent, but I do know the law. And you can't go around having X with people and recording them without their knowledge, even if you all were a couple at one point. Now you broke up a year later, and then you mad, and then you post it on YouTube, then you post it on Twitter, where Twitter X will let you post anything. That's the weirdest thing I ever seen. But it's wrong. It's wrong. And it's against the law. Now, okay, so I was listening to OYB. I woke up before I went to sleep last night. He was doing a live, and it was saying we're going to clear Bubbly's name. And they was showing a video from January of 2023. I think they were on Fremont Street, and there was there was a Manny's camp. Security had gotten into it with Graph One, and I like Graph One. I don't know. I sort of was in and out, so I don't know the entire story of it. Why the security, why people went over to grab, but they was talking about D-Ware, and there was a poll, about D-Ware, and how deep is D-Ware into all of this, and do you think he played any part of this? Ultimately, D-Ware didn't pull the trigger, though. Look at that doctor running with his white jacket on. Maybe he gotta get the surgery. But D-Ware did not pull the trigger. Now, was he D-Ware was friend? He was playing both sides, I think. He was friends with Manny first, and then he flipped over to Finny's side. But then, like the other day, when I was on vacation, I was doing a live, and I ran across a live from Finny's channel, which the channel that's called Sin City Finny. And there was a live where D-Ware was on there, and him and Finny, I could tell by their conversation that they didn't really care for each other. I'm good at that. I can tell when somebody really not feeling you. I can tell when somebody really not feeling me. And I can tell when people just going along to play along to get along. And the way they were speaking to each other, I mean, D-Ware was telling Finney stuff like, oh, you only have Manny for your content. And, I could really start up a show and be on Tuesday nights, and I could, I could do this, and I could do this, and he was talking to him like he was a kid. He was telling him about some Sarah later, and they were talking about Sarah last night on OYB's channel. Sarah doesn't want to come out and do no interview, this, that, and the other. She said something about somebody's been sending OYB anonymous messages, riddles or some shit. I don't know why they just won't be straight up, why they playing a game and two people are dead. Quit playing. Just say what you got to say. But Bubbly stepped up to Manny because of Sarah. and that's from her own words. I like to go by stuff. If I hear something, then I heard you say it, so that's what you said, and that's what it is. Bubbly said Sarah couldn't film Manny, so she stepped to Manny and got in his face. And then, for what we had been hearing all along, up until now, maybe that's where it started. That's how it started. But there was mess going on in January, but I don't know if it was with Manny and Finny. Like I said, I didn't watch all of OYB's live because it's hours long and I fell asleep. What they say, D-Ware what? D-Ware looks like a crack. Who is that? Oh my goodness. Well, as we get older, our hair may thin, and things could change, and your appearance can change, and as you get older, your appearance can change. Now, the family of Finny has privated from the Finny the Legend channel all of the videos he did on Manny, with all of those fancy thumbnails with Manny and then calling him P Manny and all of that. That has been privated, deleted, removed, or what. They're no longer there. And then on Sin City Julie, she has a channel. I just found out and subscribed to it. It looks like only videos up of her just shopping. And then she's put some stuff in membership only, but videos where Manny was, it's like she's washed her channel a little bit. So everyone's trying to do a little, cleanup. Everyone's trying to do a little cleanup. Now with Julie, I personally feel and believe Julie was bullied. Her appearance was talked about, her weight was talked about. No woman wants to be talked about like that. So I know she didn't have like love for the people that was dogging her. I know she didn't. And I don't even know the woman. Thumbs up the live, y'all. Can I get some more likes? It's early in the morning. I'm about to go to work and put in a long shift. Yes, we could call it a cleanup. I saw that, but D-Ware looks like, okay, yes, we could call it a cleanup. Here. Yeah, so people have been cleaning up on both sides. On both sides. I've always said I didn't know either one of these people before this happened, like a lot of people. This is content and it's reporting, and it happened on YouTube. It was a part of YouTube, and it happened on 2 live streams. There were 2 live streams going at the time. A live stream of the couple that got killed, and then the live stream of the couple, or of the perpetrator, the one who did the crime. And I'm going to review, I may do it tonight. I'll see if I can do it tonight. Depends. I gotta, I don't know, because I'm working 12-hour shifts tomorrow and the day after. But I'm gonna review the live of the couple of Manny, the live he was, and it was like 30 some odd minutes long. And I'm gonna give my perspective. I know you guys have seen it 1,000 times. Some of you were participating in that live because I was able to retract a few of the live chat comments. I did that the other day. We talked about it. People were in that live. I'm sorry, guys. I can't see these comments, y'all. I apologize. Just know that they're very blurry. I can't read them, and I'm squinting my eyes. But I'm going to go over that live and listen and give my perception of it, and how I perceive it, because one person's perception is totally different from another person's perception. Okay, my reality is not your reality, but the truth is the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Okay? And when I say my reality, I mean people, we could see the same thing and we could hear the same story, 10 people. When it's replayed by each of us, it's going to be different, because we're all going to, well, that's not how I took it. I don't think that they meant that. Well, she meant that. Julie looked over there at them. Julie said, it's hot right here. Julie said, I feel like I'm really mad right now. Well, she did say that, but what does she mean? What does she mean when she said those things? And then there was people in the chat saying, look at your 6 and your 9. And they said that mean they were telling them that Manny was coming. So, the chat was really egging it on. the chat really did egg it on, but the chat did not pull the chat didn't pull the trigger. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold up. Hold on. Let me. Hey, kids, I can see someone coming. Yeah, they play one of your videos on the news. Girl, I know how that feels. I had one of my videos from the last case I covered in depth to go viral and was on Google, and news stations was calling me out of St. Louis. I know how that can be. I know how it can be, honey. Keep doing what you're doing. Report it as how you see it, and you support the Sin City family, and that is certainly your right. And I don't think Julie didn't pull the trigger. And like I said, Julie was bullied. I've seen videos before they've been hidden, and I'm sure they're still out there. All of the, and let's say this: all those videos have been downloaded, and someone has them on both sides. Someone has all of Julie's content, and eventually it'll come out. So if you've done something in the past, you really can't go back and try to hide it now because it's already been. Once something hits the internet, child, somebody's probably they. It's like people know what could potentially be used at a later date and time. Hmm. So they're they're getting it and they're recording it and they're putting it in a file. But Finny's channel has been cleaned up, but I don't know why they didn't clean up the Sin City Finny, because did I say that right? Sin City Finny. There's still a couple of videos over there on that side. But the main channel, Finny the Legend, yeah, all of them cleaned up. And like I say, and I don't know what Manny's channel's name was that he did all of the streaming for Vegas. I don't know what that channel's name was. I think I never got to go on it because it was deleted that same day, right? Or it maybe before. So I never saw that channel. I don't know what Manny's channel was. It Sin City Manny Wise or something like that? See, I don't know. Or maybe it was just Sin City Family. I don't know what it was called, but it's the videos from where he did all of his live streams for the Vegas nightlife and stuff. And I think he was streaming the day and the video. I think that's the channel where he actually was live when he was streaming that Saturday saying, "I'm looking for my baby," where he was looking for them. I think that's the channel, but it's gone. It's been gone. I never got to see it. And I'm sure someone has the videos, they're releasing them slowly. And what we're doing, we're just replaying old content and giving and just dissecting it. And that could be done 1,000 times and it'll never get old. You could I could review a video and then someone could do the same review of the same video tomorrow and it'll be a totally different aspect because we're all different and we're all going to have different commentary on it. And you're going to see it one way and I'm going to see it another way. Period. Now, what do I think? I think that I think that the bullying went too far. I do. I do. And I know there was back and forth on both sides. But I do believe that it was a little bit more coming out of the Finney camp with the panels of people because I think someone told me that Manny tried to have a panel once, but he didn't like it didn't go well, so he didn't really do anymore. Now he would do videos and reactions back on occasions. I think I don't know if they were daily because there's definitely some videos out there with him saying, I don't let me catch you at a red light, Finny, green light, this, that, and the other. But I don't know how often he did those. But just because he was bullied more doesn't make it right that he took their lives. And that's just my opinion. You can't go around hold up. Yep, it did go too far. Cynthia, I've been subscribed to Manny for 3 years. He should have he should have struck, he should have stuck Oh, he should have. Okay, you saying he should have kept making video. He was trying to keep making videos, but when you're constantly under attack and every video you make is pulled and reviewed and dissected and dog walked, eventually you're gonna get pissed and you're gonna make a video yourself and say, "Don't let me catch you at a green light or red light. Does your mama have a black dress? Because I'm gonna kill you. Do you want to be buried or do you want to be cremated?" Eventually, it's going to get to that point. I mean, it is. It's gonna get to that point. So, and then I mean, and when I say this, people, I'm not. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it 100% real. I'm not on either side. I'm on. I'm just reporting the case, which is what I do. I've been covering stories and reporting for several years. That's what I do, among other things, because this is an and more type of a channel. You can't. Eventually, something will happen. I mean, the man tried to go to TikTok. He did go to TikTok, and I said this because people say he was weird and putting on all this makeup. That's that's theatrics. That's theater type stuff. That's a skill. Not everyone can do that. Dress up and be different characters. That wasn't him for real. That was a character. That was when he was go over there and do skits. And they put up a video saying that trying to he was a Geppetto or grooming a little Asian girl. But Tommy Sotomayor has a video because I've been watching some of his commentary on this. That Asian, he said that Asian woman, he said that was probably Asian 21 plus because their skin, they do have good skin. I mean, they look young and they be grown women. So they were trying to say that Manny was a pervert, a pedophile, or whatever. Nobody wants to be called those names. And when you get under attack, eventually you're gonna do whatever you got to do, or you're gonna start saying some of the same shit that they saying to you. You go to TikTok, you go to Instagram, you try to do things, and then you hear people saying, uh, the fact is there are both what family and the way they both I can't see it. He tried to move on, but then you hear people having a panel of people meeting up saying, okay, each time Manny go live, I got these three people. F Donuts was one. He would watch Manny's lives and report everything that was going on and how many people he had watching and all of this. People love to watch your lives and say, oh, you only got 5 people in your life. Ha, 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 ha. Some weird shit. Weird shit. It's happened to me. It's happened to me. Something was just deleted. What they say about me? What they say? You used to be. I don't know what you said, but whatever you said, if it's not pertaining to what I'm talking about, I mean, you can't talk about me and make me get all timid and scary or nothing like that. No, you can't. So I don't know what you said. I'm talking about a man who went on the Vegas Strip and shot 2 people, but like the DA said, you know what? Let me find something. Hold on, hold on. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Like the DA said, we got to get to the bottom of this. Hold on, y'all. Let me listen. Let me see if it'll play.
So what are the penalties for not filing your tax? Here's the damage. There are two different penalties you'll be hit with. Today, you witnessed the initial arraignment for Mr. Manuel Ruiz. He has been charged with 2 counts of murder with use of a deadly weapon. Today was just the arraignment where he was informed of the charges. His next court date is in about 3 weeks because he's indicated a desire to potentially hire private counsel. I would like to talk about something. I've received a lot of inquiries and a lot of questions about the safety of this community, in particular the Las Vegas Strip. I will tell you that I believe the Las Vegas community, and in particular the Las Vegas Strip, is one of the most safest communities in the country. We have about 40 million visitors a year, not to mention all of the employees, the thousands and thousands of employees that work on the strip every single day. So there's a lot of people, literally thousands and thousands of people that traverse the area of the Las Vegas Strip. And it is a safe place. These are isolated incidents. And when you look at how many people actually visit the Las Vegas Strip, between the tourists, the residents, and the employees, the Strip is a very, very safe place. In fact, crime is down in the area of the Strip. So this incident involving Mr. Ruiz is extremely serious. I believe that justice will be served, but I want to assure this community and this country that Las Vegas is a safe place to visit. Okay, some questions.
Diego, there are some people saying that his wife should also be facing charges in the hospital.
Just that.
So do y'all think it would have been different? I see if it would have been a white couple. Hmm. What if it had been a young 25-year-old white lady and a 27-year-old white man? Blonde, blue eyes. What do y'all think?
It's an ongoing investigation. This just happened a few days ago, and I am confident that Metro is going to look at every single aspect of this case. If they submit something over to us for consideration, we'll consider it.
You know, this is a case where there was a lot of video capture of people who were on the strip filming as well as the cameras in the hotel. Does this make it easier for your office to prosecute?
Absolutely. You know, in the last 5, 10, 15 years with cameras everywhere, whether they be home surveillance, ring videos, or the commercial establishments that most of them have surveillance video, prosecutions are a lot easier nowadays because oftentimes we have so much video evidence.
That's penalty and possibility. Is that something you're on?
Well, this is a case involving the death of 2 innocent people. And whenever we have a situation where 2 people are killed needlessly, senselessly, it's always an option, and that will be something we'll look at in the coming weeks.
What do you think about the self-defense?
I think it's probably garbage. There's no indication from any of the evidence at all that self-defense.
Um, a video. Yeah, us and everything. Yeah, this is the DA. It's called DA Steve Wolfson.
Would be a viable defense. No weapons were found.
It's from the KTNV Channel 13 Las Vegas News video channel.
Near the victims, on the victims, nobody at all in all of the many interviews that have been done on this case by eyewitnesses talked about either of these folks having weapons or.
So Manny, the Finny'S didn't have a weapon. What Manny is saying, and then I just recently found out. I watched watching an old video of Finny'S. Finny was a Crip, his own words. Now, because he was a Crip, that's a gang member. Does it mean he should have been killed? No. But he said he was a Crip. He claimed low Crip, the blue. They were the blue people. They wear blue. And we all heard when Manny double backed on Finny, and we heard Bubbly, don't you come over here starting no shit. What you trying to do? Manny was weaving and bobbing. He was trying to get up. He was trying to get Bubbly out the way. Finny says, "What's up, cuz?" Everyone knows that's what the Crips do. What up, cuz? And then they'll throw up a C like Snoop Dogg do with their fingers. So Manny's, he was saying he did. I don't know. Shit. I don't know.
Even appearing to reach for a weapon.
Can you talk about the ongoing conflict? We are reviewing that because it seems like there was some sort of, since Halloween of 2023, there was sort of conflict that was going on from online. Now that's the truth.
Well, of course. I mean, we always look at motivation. The motivation is pretty clear. It's been reported pretty extensively that these individuals knew each other and had.
Okay, key point. He says we always look at the motivation. It's been reported that extensively that these two people knew each other. They had beef. Have you ever heard of where's the beef? These two people had it started out as YouTube internet beef. But the thing is, and guys, if for some of you that don't know, they were cool in the beginning. They used to hang out together. Yeah. I mean, when I say hang out, not like going out on double dates and all that, but they knew of each other, Finny said he used to watch Manny. It all started with Manny. Manny was the king of the late night, like Us Never Them said. He was the king of the strip. In his mind, he was the king. There was always other people doing this type of recording, but everybody started with Manny. And unfortunately, when people see that how well you're doing and how much money you're making, people want to start doing it themselves. Everyone that's reporting on this, everyone would love to be, getting thousands and thousands of views and their videos doing really well as a reporter reporting on this. And there's enough to go around because everyone can report on it. If you want to report, you certainly can. Yes, you can. All you gotta do is hit that live button or record button and talk about what and do. All you gotta do is put up a few videos. You can just react to a video that's already out there. And if something is on the YouTube streets under fair use, Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, you have a right to review it. But what you don't have a right to do and what you shouldn't do is what was happening to Manny is saying, yeah, I can take your content and we're going to review it and use it to dog someone out. That's what you shouldn't do. And use their content to belittle them. Oh, yeah. Everyone said, what's up? Yeah, nobody. Oh, well, I don't know about nobody. I'm somebody. And I know I've been mentioned. He said, I mean, it's clear. What's up, cuz? And then you hear pow. He go, oh, pow, oh, pow, pow. And now Manny say I don't know. I can't see. I have yet to see an angle showing Finny but I don't want to see him getting shot and falling to the ground anyway. But I know the police have, because there's all those different types of angles and views that the police have access to. In his court appearance the other day on July 3rd, they said there was so many terabytes or gigabytes or whatever of videos and all of that stuff. So they have all of this information. And everybody who's sitting on YouTube and we're all, giving out commentary, they're looking at it. Yeah, I found yes, they're looking at it. Everyone, no matter how small you are, how big you are, they're looking at these videos. It's probably tagged, even with name recognition. If they hear Finny or Manny, to see what you over here doing. You say something out of line, and that's why I don't understand why D Ware got his butt on here running around giving all those interviews saying, yeah, I told Finny, you want to hurt a man, you take his money, you stop his money. And that's why Daylight, what? I can't see it. He said he told Finny to stop Manny's money. And so when this DA says he's going to go back, he wants to see how it started. Let's listen.
At an ongoing feud, obviously, we're going to look at every aspect. Absolutely.
There was reports of sort of assault that happened with like pepper spray in the video. So that left so that we thought about you. And does that go into this at all?
Of course it does. I mean, we look at the behavior of everybody going back, date.
We look at the behavior of everybody going back. A reporter just asked him about the pepper spray incident. They're going to look at that pepper spray incident. Was this the beginning of the end? Who started the pepper spray incident? We could think we have it figured out, but when those detectives look at it, people who are trained and really know what the hell they're doing, and they break it down, we don't know who they're going to conclude was in the wrong. He says, of course that matters, that pepper spray incident. It matters. And everyone who participated in it and everyone who was in those chats egging it on. Yeah, Manny, you go get him. Yeah, Finny, you keep going, Finny. Yeah, let's dog him out. Let's talk about it. Let's stop him. Let's this. All of you are going to be looked at. Everything's going to be looked at. Doesn't mean you're going to be in trouble, you committed a crime, but it'll be looked at. Who said? D.A. Woodson said so. Let's continue to listen. Then I got to go to work.
Days, weeks, months, even years sometimes, because we want to find out, what caused Mr. Ruiz to do this.
We want to find out what caused Mr. Ruiz to do this. What caused him to do this? What made him get to the point where he said, fuck it. I got a wife and kids, but I'm going to go down this strip in front of the Bellagio fountains and take out 2 people. What caused him to do it? What got him to the point to where he said, I can't take this no more. I'm sick and tired, and I'm tired, and I'm sick. The DA said he want to know what caused it. How did it get there? I'm just repeating what the DA said, so don't come over here saying that I'm not blaming nobody.
With the circumstances surrounding it. So we're going to look at every single piece of information.
They looking at every single piece of information, y'all. That means whatever somebody has said or done. They always say what's done in the dark gonna come to the light. So archives, you can throw out I want to know who archives is too.
Yeah, I've heard that this defendant was cited for misdemeanor battery
They said, okay, Manny was cited for misdemeanor battery. Manny, and this was a turning point. I mean, when I found this out, Manny walked up on him 2 weeks before he killed him. Punched him in the back. I mean, not punched him, poked him in, took his finger and went, tapped him. Then Manny did a video after that. The news said Finny was still alive. Wow. I don't know. He took a lot of shots. I think he was shot in the head too. But Manny walked up and tapped him in the back. And then people talked Finny into filing a police report about that. Now, mind you, there had been almost 2 years of videos being made by Finny and his crew on Manny. And then Manny making videos back too. I mean, look, y'all, it was both ways. But Finny had came into Vegas and was on Fremont Street, I believe. And Manny, that lets you know he was getting to the point of no return. When you bold enough, I mean, because Finny was a big old man, but people like to say size don't mean nothing, because Finny is on video saying, I'm a giant, I'm a big guy, if he was to try and punch me, he's so smart. See, but it don't matter when somebody got a gun. So Manny tapped him in the back, and Manny made a video saying, I just wanted the guy to know that I can get to you. You can't keep saying and doing what you're doing and don't expect nothing to happen. I can get to you. He said, there could have been so much. He said, I could have done so much more that day. He said, there could have been bloodshed. He said, I could have done so much more. And when he tapped him in the back, then he walked off looking back like I heard somebody say he wanted Finny to follow him. He wanted Finny to attack first so he could have a clear position of, he's protecting himself, self-defense. But Finny didn't. He didn't even try to go and get him or anything, So Manny was letting you know he was trying to provoke. Manny was letting you know that, in my opinion, it's just my commentary on my channel, my opinion. He had had enough.
A few weeks ago or a couple months ago. I'm not sure of the status. I believe that misdemeanor battery charge involved a male victim. So all of these things are going to be looked at.
Is your office seeing more cases in recent years of medium violence, isolated violence?
I think the answer is yes. I mean, we didn't have social media a couple of decades ago, and now social media is such a prominent, prevalent part of our society. A lot of times, social media provides us with evidence to use in cases. So, yes, it's a new world in the sense that social media oftentimes plays a real significant role in cases.
Have you been in contact with victims' family?
I have not personally, no.
Do you know if he had any sort of criminal background because he claims he had a CCW? Do you know if he-
I'm not sure. We're looking into that. I was told that he might have had a CCW permit, but I was also
Manny did have a CCW, concealed to carry weapons. I guess he had he was able to carry. And Las Vegas is one of those places where they don't mind everyone walking around with weapons, even on the strip. I think that's weird. But that's just like in Texas. You don't even, I mean, everybody can carry a gun. Everybody, you don't know. That's why when you get to messing with folks, you don't know who got a weapon. And somebody I felt threatened and shoot you. You got to be careful. So this is pretty much all of that, DA. I got a few more minutes, child. We got a few more minutes. Yes, we do. Let me see here. Let me see. Suspect in Las Vegas Strip fatal shooting set to appear in court. There's just so many.
The Strip, calling out critics and firing off opinions. But now Manuel Ruiz is in jail facing 2 murder charges after a confrontation with a longtime rival was caught on camera. From live streaming life on the Strip to facing a judge for murder, Manuel Ruiz is now behind bars accused of killing a couple in a shooting that was also streamed online seconds before it happened.
Told him you want no bail.
Ruiz said nothing in court as Judge Susan Bauckham stated the charges, 2 counts of open murder with a deadly weapon. The victims are 44-year-old Rodney Finley and 43-year-old Tanisha Finley. The 2, police say, were in a long-running feud with Ruiz, a feud that played out on YouTube for months. Sunday night, it turned deadly. The Finleys were live streaming near the Bellagio fountains. Moments later, shots rang out. A Clark County coroner determined Tanisha was shot twice in the head, Rodney multiple times. Both died at the scene.
7 to 8 gunshots were sitting out here about.
Ruiz's wife told officers she believed her husband was the shooter, but that their family had received threats too. YouTuber Marquise Wiley was in court Tuesday and told me he watched the messy dispute unfold, even stating he had seen Ruiz make threats in the past.
It was over views, competing who's going to be the biggest YouTube creator in Las Vegas, who's going to have all the clout. What Ruiz did was it was unethical, it was stupid, because those victims did not deserve to get killed.
Ruiz told police he fired in self-defense, but when police played him the live stream, he lawyered up. Now, the videos that fueled this feud likely part of the evidence. And Ruiz is due back in court on Thursday morning. That's when a judge will decide if he can post bail or stay behind bars as this case continues. Messy dispute unfold, even stating he had seen Ruiz make threats in the past.
It was over views.
The Clark County coroner determined Tanisha
That was another content creator.
was shot twice in the head, Rodney multiple times.
I wanted to get a copy of this. They put the report up there. Pieces of it. They won't release this to the public yet, but news stations can get it. So
both died.
Whew, that's what happens. It was from a long-term YouTube online beef. Just going back and forth, guys. Let's see what this says. Why can't I turn it on? Oh, he says the self-defense is garbage.
And new developments in last night's deadly shooting on the Las Vegas Strip. The man police say is responsible turned himself in earlier today. Ryan Ketchum walks us through what happened Sunday night and what one witness saw. Less than 24 hours ago on this same walkway that tourists are using right now in front of the Bellagio fountains was a scene of chaos after a deadly shooting broke out. One tourist tells me he saw it all happen.
About 7 to 8 gunshots when we're sitting out here in the balcony.
My wife and I were actually watching the fountain view here on our balcony, and just out of nowhere, we heard a first bang. We looked at each other, and then the bangs just started coming. It was a horrifying situation.
Edward and his wife are in town for their 13th wedding anniversary. He tells me that both of them were in shock and fear when the shots rang out.
From where we were at, I mean, it was just so loud. It sounded like it was maybe 6-7 feet away from us. You know, that's why we got so scared. We don't know where it was coming from at the moment.
Edward captured this video showing the moments following the shooting that killed 2 people. Heavy police response blocking all travel in front of the Bellagio.
Las Vegas Police Department, they showed up instantly, you know, and that makes us feel safe.
Police announcing Monday morning they arrested 41-year-old Manuel Ruiz. They say the suspect walked into the Henderson Police Department, turning himself in. He's being held on 2 charges of open murder with a deadly weapon. Police say this is an isolated incident that may have stemmed from a social media dispute. Edward and his wife returned to the Strip Monday, less than 24 hours later. But despite there being no active threat, he tells me that still, they had an uneasy feeling being there. Do you think you'll ever be able to erase that from your mind the next time you're in front of the Bellagio fountains, or do you think it's just going to play over and over again?
Honestly, I don't think it's going to erase.
The same sentiment was shared by tourists Monday. Is it in the back of your mind at all now?
Oh, yes, definitely. You know, like, not just tripping this anywhere. Like, since this happened, you got to be more aware of your surroundings.
We're still working to learn more information on what led up to this deadly shooting.
What led up to it? A bunch of beefing. There's so many videos out here. Social media. Let's listen to this.
The officers immediately ran towards that gunfire, and they found 2 victims who were laying on the sidewalk, suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. Our officers rendered medical aid to both victims, but their efforts to save those victims' lives were unsuccessful, and both victims were pronounced deceased at the scene.
A man is now in custody in connection to a shooting on the Las Vegas Strip, which killed 2 people. The shocking moment was also caught on camera right next to the famous Bellagio fountains. Police believe the shooting was an isolated incident, but an alleged feud between YouTubers could be the motive behind it. And defendant Manuel Ruiz is booked on 2 counts of open murder after surrendering to Las Vegas police.
Can you imagine a YouTube beef going so far to where 2 people lose their life? Can you imagine anybody on both sides, nobody not being able to stop messing with somebody, thinking they tough? And I'm just speaking in general because I've seen this happen. Somebody thinking they so tough, I'm going to talk about this person until I get tired, breaking down every bit of their life.
Let's bring in our panel now. So honored to have with me former United States Attorney William Ehlenfeld, private investigator and former Army intelligence officer.
Yeah, folks talk about their mamas. They'll talk about dead people. I'm so scared. I ain't know what I'm never gonna talk about. I don't talk about a dead person. I think you setting yourself up for some serious consequences talking about the dead.
Horrific incident.
Well, the first thing I just want to say is Manuel Ruiz is a gang member. If you look at one of the videos that he posts before he finds Finny, he actually goes like this and makes gang signs like that on his hands, showing that he's.
So they were both gang members because Finny says he was cripped out. He was a crip, Loke. He said he was a gangbanger. I got the video.
What does that mean in the street? That means I'm going to get a body. I'm going to kill someone. He clearly states that. Now, granted, Finney was instigating him by saying that he has psychological problems and, making complaints, almost shutting down his site, which is still no reason to kill him. But Manny Ruiz is a killer. He is a gang member. And what I find appalling is that nobody has looked at the obvious. When you look at the video of him saying that he's looking for Finney, he is showing the gang signs and he is representing.
Well, we knew your insight would be helpful. Manuel, thank you for that. I want to play for you, gentlemen, a clip from an eyewitness describing seeing the shooting to Scripps News local station in Las Vegas. Let's take a look.
I heard 7 shots, just back to back, back to back. I mean, it was originally really fast and really loud, and it was, like I said, it was pretty scary. As soon as my wife and I walked down the first time through here, and we're walking, we getting the chills, a little stomach feeling, an unease feeling. It's not the same as we usually walk through here every day, watching the fountains, and it changed it a little bit. It does, because you just feel a little unsafe now.
Most certainly. I'm sure people are on edge. William Ehlenfeld, I'd love to turn to you next, please. When we think about what prosecutors can do working in conjunction with the investigators who are on the ground in a case like this, would you kind of take us behind the scenes and the kind of conversations that may be going on this morning to gather more information?
Of course, yeah. So the prosecutors are working with the investigators to determine what the appropriate charges should be. There have been 2 charges filed already against Mr. Ruiz, but they'll continue to look at that to see if they need to tweak it before they present it to a grand jury. They'll also follow up with investigators to see if there needs to be additional surveillance obtained, additional interviews conducted. This is a Las Vegas Strip. There's a lot of video available. They've already collected quite a bit of it. Of course, this was being live streamed as well. So they want to make sure they get a hold of all of the evidence, because Mr. Ruiz is presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty. So he'll be entitled to have all the evidence presented to him and his defense counsel so he can try to build a defense. He's claiming self-defense, and so prosecutors will work with investigators to try to rebut that. I don't think they're going to have too much difficulty doing that. Everything I've read and seen makes it look like this absolutely was not self-defense. This was an intentional act. He was seeking to do this because he had this rivalry, this YouTube rivalry, trying to become the biggest YouTuber in the biggest area. There's prior incidents with these individuals, so it's going to be very difficult for Mr. Ruiz to defend himself, and I don't think the self-defense argument is going to hold up.
Yeah, excellent legal analysis. William, thank you for that. Brandon Hall, last but certainly not least, welcome back on the show. It's always great to have you, and you do true crime podcasting and certainly have your finger on the pulse of what's being talked about in that true crime community. Tell me, has this incident hit that yet? I know that the video went viral and it's just so stunning to see, and of course in a popular tourist location. I'm curious how much any of this is being talked about by the true crimers.
Well, at the moment, not too much, because really before this, I've watched some of the videos, some of the analysis that's happened with this. It seems like they were battling over about 10,000 viewers that watch these live Las Vegas streams constantly. So it's not like it's a huge audience, but it is an audience. And they've been battling for multiple years over this, name calling, throwing out things at each other. It's been a thing, and now it come to a head. It's kind of like one of those 2 things. Those were the 2 biggest guys, and maybe the 2 biggest guys on the block. They're going to fight sometime, and it came out to be something really bad.
Right. This is terrible. And when you say that, Brandon, thank you for that context. That 10,000 subscribers.
10,000 doesn't sound like a lot, but to them, it was a lot. There was something I had recorded. What did I do with it? Oh. I don't want to play Tommy. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get ready to go to work. What's this right here?
Whether or not was something happen to me physically, or whether I end up in jail, or whether, whatever.
We've just uncovered footage that could shift the entire narrative. A few weeks before the tragic Vegas Strip incident that shook the internet, Manny Wise went live on Instagram, and what he said, how he said it, and the subtle cues in his demeanor are now under intense scrutiny. This wasn't the live stream from the night of the incident, but rather his final sit-down stream, a quiet, focused moment where he spoke directly to his audience about his thoughts, struggles, and emotional state. Unlike his usual upbeat walks through Las Vegas, this stream wasn't about entertainment. It was personal, reflective, unfiltered. In this video, we're diving deep into that live stream, not just to summarize, but to unpack the psychological landscape behind.
Yep, Manny had his. Did I record? I'm looking for. I got so much stuff recorded on, and I don't have my glasses, so.
Dan the fucking man. Look at Dan the fucking man. What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Oh, that's when they saw Dan the man. What time is it? What's this?
Gospel music.
Oh, that's something different. Like I said, I got so much on here, guys.
After he thought about the shit, and I'm sure the live stream he went on that night when he lived and talked about the incident, and he seen all those people wanting to see what he had to say, I'm sure that played a factor into him and the channel, period. But what I'm saying is the plan was, and I'm gonna say I was involved in the shit. I like okay,
Everybody in the chat said you was an antagonizer.
not an antagonizer. I'm fucking advising my motherfucker. You don't want to fight him. You know you how you hurt him. Fuck with his money. Fuck with a man's money. That's how you fucking hurt him. Period. And I helped him fuck with his money.
And then you retreated when they
Nah.
And there you have it. D-Ware saying that he helped Finny F with Manny's money. He instigated it. He helped him. He coached him. He told him what to do. You might have a little blood on your hands, D-Ware. All right, guys, I got to go to work. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. We're going to all keep talking about this until this case is closed and Manny is either in jail or released or whatever they're going to do. Okay? Well, we're going to keep talking about it. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. You guys have a wonderful day. And again, my first segment was about SA, sexual assault against women. A man has no right to record a woman while she's asleep, having sex with her, and then use it against her when he gets mad at her and post it. That is against the law. It's a crime. Goodbye.